Hello. Are we in? We are. Hello. Welcome back to this channel. My name is Paul, and a few of you might recognize me from Android Authority. So I am over there. I do the reviews. I talk Android kind of all day, every day. But I wanted to create a channel where I could kind of talk about any tech, not just Android phones, and not have any sort of script. And that is exactly what this is. We now have a name. It's called Paul Tech Chat, which is like very close to Tom Tech Chap. He's much better than me. You can go and watch all of his stuff. But yeah, I had a name. I now have like an idea. We kind of ramble a little bit on this channel. That's kind of what it is. There's no cuts. There's no fancy B-roll. If you want to see that, Android Authority is the place for that. But there is a phone that I want to talk about today, and it is one that I have a weird love-hate relationship with. And actually, there's a reason that I got this. So from the thumbnail that you've seen, I'm going to talk about the iPhone Air. And the reason I'm talking about the iPhone Air is because I went to Vienna a couple of months ago, last month, and I took this photo. There was a load of creators there, and I was very jealous. Look, they are all using the iPhone Air. And I walked away from that trip thinking, what do they see in the iPhone Air? It's objectively a bad phone. It's got a bad battery. It has bad cameras. It's an iPhone, so it runs iOS. Like, there's nothing amazing about it. And I was very much like on that. Like, this is my what I'm trying to say is I bought it. I bought the iPhone Air, and I love it. I really like the iPhone Air. Like, it is a bad phone, but there's so much about it that I kind of like. Biggest downside, it's not the battery, it's not the camera, it's iOS. Like iOS 26, it's not really amazing, but I can kind of live with it. And there's a reason why I bought this as well. But away from being jealous that I saw everyone else with it, like I get FOMO a lot. If I see someone with something and I don't have it, I just want to go and buy it, which is, I think, probably quite a big character flaw. But I always carry two phones with me. So that's either going to be two Android phones, an Android and an iPhone, and like a lot of the time it's a normal slab style phone. So at the moment it's the Pixel 10 Pro, and then I also have with me a folding phone. So at the moment I've got the Z Fold 7, just in preparation for any new folds that might come out at some point at the end of this year, in a few months or whatever. So I always have two. So I kind of thought, right, well, what if my second phone for a couple of weeks is just the iPhone Air, and I can properly use it and see what people are really saying about it. I see so many videos about people saying, oh, the iPhone Air, it's rubbish, you should never buy this phone, or it's like the opposite side of saying that I love it. And I'm like, I just don't get it. But if you use this phone for a couple of weeks, you'll understand why it is so good, despite it having some of the worst specs per dollar ratio, I think. So Apple charges $999 for this, and you should not buy it. Like, you should definitely not buy it at $999. Just making sure I was recording, because I'm very forgetful, but you should never buy this phone at $999, because for that price it is not worth it. But if you can get it on like a deal or find it on Amazon a lot cheaper, I think you should maybe pick it up, because without using this phone for a couple of weeks, you just don't understand why it is, I don't want to say special, but why it is so fun to use. I think it doesn't have the best camera, it doesn't have the best battery, but it has the best design, I think, of any phone. Like, it is so unbelievably thin. I don't know whether you can see how thin it is from there. Like, this is so thin. Like, if I compare this to the other phone that I have on my desk, which is the Xiaomi 17 Ultra, this gives you what, a 1-inch sensor, 6,000 milliamp hour battery, but it is thick, it is heavy, and I kind of don't want that, especially if I'm carrying around two phones. I don't want to have to carry around a big chunky phone and a second big chunky phone. So for the last couple of weeks, it's been the iPhone, and I don't know, the problems with it. My biggest problem is probably the battery. It's not as bad as people say it is. I'm at this desk for like 10, 12 hours a day. If I'm in the car, I would plug this into my car so I can use CarPlay. And I have to carry a battery bank with me. So I got this one. It's like an Anchor one, which is kind of the same as the Apple one. But that means that it's never going to run out of battery. But then it also means that once that's plugged onto the back of the phone, it's then nowhere near as thin as it should be. It's thicker, it's heavier, and then you might say, well, why do you just not carry around just one big heavy phone instead of two kind of semi-big heavy phones? I don't know. I actually don't know. There is something about this phone. It's like I said in my last video, I said that the Pixel 10 Pro is objectively not a good phone, but you have to use it to understand why people love it, like Pixel OS, and it's not the most powerful, but it's still good enough. And that's kind of the same with the iPhone. Like, I don't care that it only has one camera. In fact, I kind of like that it only has one camera. Do I miss a telephoto occasionally? Oh, yeah, of course I do. Do I miss an ultra wide? Yeah, a little bit, yes. And I'm almost certain that a second gen iPhone Air will add probably an ultra wide and a bigger digital crop, because Apple always tends to do at least two of these. We had two iPhone minis, we'll probably get two iPhone Airs. But its lack of anything amazing is kind of what I like. Like if you go onto Instagram and you go onto TikTok and everything right now, you'll see loads of people using retro tech. Retro, like from 2000s and 2010s. And I think it's because people are almost a little bit bored of having the best tech. Like, the best tech is too expensive now. And if, like I said, if you can get this on a deal on Amazon, it kind of takes you out of that a little bit, and you don't have to be always thinking, okay, I can take raw photos, I can take the best video in the world, I can zoom in 100 times. Like, it's kind of sometimes quite nice to be out of that, and that's what the iPhone does to me. So last weekend, or the weekend just gone, I didn't use an Android phone. I just used the iPhone. And besides iOS, I mean, iOS is not great, I didn't really have many complaints. I took some photos and I couldn't zoom in as much as I wanted. I don't care. The battery was actually fine. Like, I've had this a couple of weeks now. I feel like it's learned my usage, and it's kind of an all-day battery phone. I am, though, going to China at the end of this week, I think. And I'm tempted to just not take an Android phone with me at all. I'm tempted to take this and it just be my only phone. Like, the battery anxiety that I'm having about this already is so real. So I have like an Anchor power bank ready to go. I have this really ridiculous thin one from Xiaomi as well. So I think I'll be fine. And I'm going to try and just give it a go and see whether I genuinely would miss it as my only phone, because I'm in a nice position where if I just was like, okay, this is not very good, I don't need to use it. I can just go back to an Android phone. But for the next week when I go away, I'm just going to use this. So I'll do an update maybe on like a post on here, one of the community posts. So I don't think that would need a full video. So make sure you like subscribe so you can see it. But I am curious to if any of you guys have the iPhone Air and if you agree with me, because it's a weird tech product. It's not very good, but you need to use it to understand why people love it. And I think over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see so many videos of people saying why they love this phone, if they kept it past that 2-week return period. Because I was watching the Waveform podcast and David Amell was saying that this is one of those products if you need to use it for 3 weeks. So you need to get past that return period to understand why people really do love it. And I do love it. It's really good. Like, yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't have much to say about it. Because, like I said, as a phone, it's not very good, but it's like I'm converted. Like, this is how all phones should be. Every phone should be this thin. Do Apple need to make it better? Yes. Would I complain if they put a second camera on this when we see the new Air 2 or whatever they call it, like in January next year? No. Am I going to complain that they might put a bigger battery in this? Of course I'm not going to complain. Like, they could easily put a silicon carbon battery in this and then it would be pretty much perfect, I think. But yeah, I was doing a video on Android Authority, which is either going to come out maybe at some point this week, or it is out now, or just go and have a look and you'll see. And I'm talking about my best phones of 2026 so far. And I really wanted to talk about the Air. So I put in a category that said my favorite not Android phone. And I gave it to this just because something about it. And also, it's still titanium. Now, the only new iPhone that Apple make out of titanium. It's durable, the sides don't scratch, it's got camera control, which I really like. It's the perfect kind of, what I'm trying to think of a good way to describe it. It's the perfect non-perfect phone. So I think I'll finish on that. But yeah, if you like this sort of video where I just talk, kind of like ramble a little bit about something, a piece of tech or whatever that's on my mind, it's non-scripted, there's no fancy B-roll, you can go and get that on Android Authority, then think about subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. We can build like a nice small little community here. If you comment on this video, I will reply, because there won't be lots of comments. Yeah, subscribe before you head off. If you do, thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.